Alright, and your very glorious, pretty lines. Alright, I need to pause my music. Oh god. Alright. So, now you see the lines. This is at 100%. Now, what you're going to see from the regular comic is, like, here. Look how great that is. The one major advantage I have using these bold lines like this is that it makes it really easy to, it makes it easier for me to color. Essentially, what I do is I lay down not flat colors, but I lay down a base color first. It's more like a guideline to explain it. All right, but you have it's like that's what it looks as a final product. Is you have all my characters are a solid base color. And it's hard to explain it right now, but I'll show you guys here what I mean when we get to the coloring portion. But alright, so I left this one open so you guys can see what I do here. I just take the regular selection box icon here, and what I'm doing is I'm going to make a box, obviously, that goes around the characters, kind of snug. I want to get it as close to the border as I can. The reason for that is when I click the selection tool, which I'll do right now, my tolerance is at 40. To help you understand it, like if tolerance of 1, tolerance is 1 is that color, just that one color, and then up to 255 is the lighter of that color, or the variance of that color. So like, let's say that I have, okay, here's right there, okay, right here's like 1, here's tolerance of 1, and then we move it down just like a little, that'd be tolerance of 2, tolerance of 3, 4, 5, and then 255. So that's tolerance, alright? I can do it at 1, I'd be fine, but I'm trying to, the higher tolerance I get, the try to more snug my lines will be, alright? I put anti-alias on, some people don't. I do it because my lines are not, even though they're bold, they still have, like a lot of gradient to it. See, there's just too many there's too many shades in there. So I like to put anti-alias on there to make it a bit more snug. And then contiguous or whatever. I'm so terrible at speaking, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, alright. I want to make sure I select my lines layer, and then I got my box right here. And what I'm going to use is my magic wand tool, like I said. I'm going to hold Alt. Alright, Shift is for add. See the little plus sign? You probably can't. And Alt minuses. So it's a cool little thing. So whenever you use your selection tools, you hold Alt minus, Shift is plus. Okay? So, my regular option that I have under here is insert with select, or select with selection. So, ta-da! Look at that. See, like it hugs the characters. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm taking out all the space that is not the character. All right? See, and now as simple as that, it selected everything, like all my characters. Right? What I'm going to do is, I usually do this really fast, so I'll do it nice and slow for you guys. It's Alt S, or select up there, and then you go to M, which is modify. So you're going to take your selection, I'm going to modify my selection, and I'm going to contract it. You can either, there's all types of things you can do in here. This is a fun thing to play with, Like if I expanded it, let's go by 2. Look, see, it expanded the selection. Now, if I go to contract, my bad. Ta-da! 1 pixel. Look at that. It's hugging it even a little more. Still not done though. I go in with the lasso tool, and this is my favorite tool. And I like to thank. There's an artist on there, DeviantArt. His name is American Ninja, and he's a really good artist. He's amazing, and I watched his videos, and he basically helped me learn and to understand the selection tools a lot better. So I just go in, and I have it already set to minus, like subtract, all right, because that's what and then I'm just going through and I'm adding. See, I know this kind of doesn't make sense right now, but it'll be explained a lot more of why I'm doing this little base, like fill, or these outline fills. Once I start actually coloring. So I'm gonna go with this real quick. See, it's not too exciting. It's kind of boring, but it's okay. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now that even though it costs a little bit of money, like it cost me like $200, I guess, to get this, my tablet. Or I have a normal, I don't know, 4x6, so it's kind of small tablet, and it's gotten beaten up over the last like 8 months I've had it, but it takes some getting used to. But after a while, it just becomes like second nature, Like, it's really weird because, you're staring at your screen and you're just like drawing on an invisible pad. But over time, you kind of get used to it. I would love to secretly have, there's a cool one that you can get that you can draw directly on the monitor. And those are the Intuos. Those are amazing. Alright, look at that, I'm done. Now, this is why you always want to make sure you change your layers, because if you don't, look what's going to happen. Look at that. Terrible. Terrible. I'm going to note right now, besides the fact that my friend Keaton sucks, just like to throw that out there. Keaton sucks pretty hard. But anyways, okay, you see how the lines, like, look at that. Right now, I turn my tolerance down to 1. Alright? There's no reason to have my painting, like my paint bucket, any higher tolerance than 1. Alright? It's not necessary, and I'll explain that later, because when I go through coloring, it's going to be really easy and it's going to be really cool, but I'll show you guys here later. Anti-alias is on, but I want you to notice, I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling, that look, see how there's like these white, like there's the gaps around the lines and stuff? The reason why we do the fill is because when we start doing the colors, that gap would be there, and that's why we want a good undercoating base underneath it. Alright, so go to color layer, bam, and as you notice, look at that, we have a little straggler. So that's why you go in through there and you can just, if you have to touch it up. I typically don't go through and like worry about my touch-ups, because when I go through shading, yeah, I'll catch it. Like, you might not even notice that little line there, but overall, like, look at that. Like, the characters fit, and it's like they stand out, and we'll go to the next step, which would be the coloring. Alright, here we go.